So, if you've ever been the person that asked in Legion, why haven't we gotten any new battlegrounds? I mean, we haven't gotten any new content during Warlords Gen or when it came to PvP. How come we haven't gotten a single new BG? Arenas are nice, and we got two really cool, unique arenas, but not everybody enjoys arenas. Majority of players that do PvP do enjoy battlegrounds. So why haven't we gotten one? Well, patch 7.2 is going to be answering some of these questions. It's actually interesting that Blizzard decided to do BGs in this way, but it's kind of expected because this is something that Blizzard has been doing for a while. One of the things that Blizzard is adopting is the idea of brawls. Now, I'm not really sure which game started the idea of brawls or where it originated, so I'm not going to lie to you guys, I have no idea, but it is a pretty innovative idea to do brawls for Blizzard games. Now, brawls, as far as I understand, with Blizzard started in Hearthstone. As in Hearthstone, they have different varied gameplay mechanics and different game modes that are not anywhere near close to the conventional methods. And these game modes can include anything from maybe having both players, instead of fighting each other, fighting some sort of a big boss NPC card that keeps flip-flopping from board to board with taunt and inability for you to kill the enemy player, but rather work together with the enemy player. And maybe stuff like you get randomized cards, so you just pick your class and you get random cards from there. Modes where you get more mana, so you can play big minions, and so on and so on. They've also started adapting this whole model towards Heroes of the Storm to have a little bit extra longevity, a little bit of unpredictability of the game, and a little bit of this randomness effect for a varied style and varied gameplay for the most part. And it's a very interesting idea that Blizzard decided to do it the way they did. And the fact that it's coming to World of Warcraft, I think, is a good idea. What Brawls are bringing is varied, randomized, completely ridiculous methods to have some PvP for nothing more than the sake of having fun with the game. All these modes are BG oriented, so there maybe is some, room for arena-based modes, maybe like a 5v5, 1v1, like how I used to do it on my stream, but as of recent it's been hectic, so we kind of put that on a back burner. But anyway, some of these modes include maybe something like South Shore versus Terran Mill. And I remember when they had the effect of the BG, there was an event and it was kind of cool. Some players were able to experience the epicness of South Shore vs Terran Mill, although in a BG style environment, so it wasn't fully fleshed out, and it was only there for like a week or two. While it was interesting, it did kind of feel like an all-track valley, especially with the fact that the BG lagged, so as long as they can take away the lag and give a little bit more freedom to the exploration aspect to the player, I think they'll have a pretty interesting and exciting brawl to present to all the other players in the game. Another one is where you completely bend the rules, like for example, Warsong Gulch, but you don't need to get your flag back in order to score, so it becomes this race game where both parties are just trying to race against one another, trying to cap the flag as often as possible without having to be forced to get back the enemy flag. Let's say you're faster than the enemy flag capper, you literally win because you're faster at capping flags, and it gives a little bit more importance to getting your flag back, and I think it's just an interesting way to kind of like throw a wrench in a cog wheel for the BGs. Packed House is one I'm very much excited about. Is a 15 versus 15 arena. Imagine 15 players versus 15 players in Nagran Arena or Tolveron Arena or literally any arena in the game that's your favorite. The only time I saw something of this sort and in a similar concept was from a World of Warcraft video from back in the day, and it was on a WoW private server where this was one of the events. So it's interesting how something that I saw on YouTube way a while ago is now showing its face in the present day version of the game, and I think it's pretty exciting. I think it's cool, and I think it's going to be a fun mayhem to enjoy. 15 versus 15 arena, I think that'll be absolutely crazy. But probably the most exciting one that they came up with is Winter Arathi Basin. Now, people have talked a little bit about maybe some kind of weather effect to change the look of a BG or look of a raid or look of anything for cosmetic purposes. But the BG also serves a purpose. The whole winter aspect of it is to give you low visibility due to weather and frozen water, which is an interesting concept. I think the low visibility would be very exciting, especially as somebody defending the flag, because it will be a while before you can see enemies that are coming at your base, and your callouts are gonna have to be a little bit more precise because you can't really see players coming in from a mile away. The only players that could get the element of surprise are rogues. Even rogues have to start off with a sap. But here could be a lonely death knight standing in a frozen wasteland of AB. All of a sudden, 2 warriors and a priest and a mage roll up out of the mist, and he's screaming in BG chat, Farm LM, Farm Inc. I think that'd be exciting. I think it'd be crazy. Also, I think the low visibility is something that kind of makes it almost a bit of a nostalgic view for the old school vanilla World of Warcraft players. Think of players that played the game with really low visibility for the draw distance and low effects when it comes to, or low textures when it comes to the textures of the game and everything how it looked in BG. So I think it's kind of a cool way to give a little bit of a nostalgic feel with low visibility and everything being wintry. So probably textures are going to be more AB textures rather than, let's say, Warlords of Draenor quality snow textures. So I'm pretty excited to see that. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Last thing that they're adding, and this is just one of the few examples, is Eye of the Horn, which is Eye of the Storm, but everybody has a ram mount. And I'm pretty sure they basically took this BG off of the world quest that's in Stormheim, northern area, kind of north right, the top right on the map. There's a place where you can get on a mount after you slay it. You slay a wolf, a deer, a ram, or a bear, and then you ride it, and you get that mount's ability as a special action button. So the ram, I'm pretty sure the ram has the capability, or the ram or the goat, the ram has capability to knock people back. So to be able to give everybody an ability to knock people back on Eye of the Storm with the BG Eye of the Horn would be completely awesome. Plus, they are adding a BG where you have mounted combat, and for as long as I've been playing World of Warcraft, and in that sense, late Cataclysm, I've been hearing people talk about, hey, what if we had mounted combat? Not siege machines, you know, not Strand of the Ancients, not Isle of Conquest where you have machines where you can like sit in the side in the gunner seat and shoot, but like actual mounts, so everybody in the game gets a mount, and the mount has extra abilities and whatnot. So I think that's very, very exciting. And there's definitely more options for Blizzard to play around with and implement when it comes to the game, when it comes to the BGs and brawls. Now, all these brawls are most likely going to be completely disbalanced, but I think that's part of the fun of the game, because it gives the developers ways to try new and different things, one. Second, try to see if they can, after trying new different things, see if they can implement them as the BG in the future of the game. And I think that's just the best part, is the way to do it is to try things out. Yeah, these things, the BGs are going to come in and everybody's going to be like, oh, this is disbalanced, that is disbalanced. But I feel like after a little bit, everybody will learn and figure out that the disbalance isn't all too terrible. The disbalance is actually kind of the fun aspect of the game. And I think it'll be a lot of fun just to play around with everything. And I'm very much excited to see what Blizzard has in store for all of us. I think that this will be a ton of fun to mess around with. And I can't wait to start it out. I'm definitely going to be checking out all of the BG PvP brawls that I can once the PTR comes out. As you can tell, I'm very much excited to check out all of the new content Blizzard has to offer. And maybe in the future, if this ever goes away after Legion, maybe PvP brawls completely disappear, Blizzard will be able to collect from the PvP brawls some of the ideas for battlegrounds to be added in the game. Maybe not all these battlegrounds have to be something that you might be able to use in rated BGs, but definitely the fun aspect of the game has to be there. And if somebody's queuing for some random BGs for just some fun casual time, then I feel like they should be able to be allowed to. And while the game can be competitive in PvP aspect, BGs I feel like is a place where you can just play around with things and have some fun without some serious considerations on rewards and doing the best in BG. Just some of these BGs I feel like should be available for players and should definitely replace some of the BGs that most people don't really enjoy. And by that I mean like the 40 mans, for example, maybe Strand of the Ancients, because I'm so sick and tired of that BG in the demo game, and I feel like it's a nice time for a change in the game. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think about the future BGs, and I would love to ask you guys a thought. If you were to, let's say, design a PvP brawl for World of Warcraft tomorrow, what would you make? What kind of a BG would it be? Would you take an existing BG and add some cool mechanic to spin in there? Or would you make some kind of a brand new gameplay in a brand new area, like how they're putting 15 people in an arena? I think doing 5v5 1v1 duels would be awesome. And I think it'd be a ton of fun, so players will be able to duel many different classes and be able to have some crazy moments. But that's my thoughts. What are you guys' thoughts? What would you make? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below what are your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next one.